shorter shoulder. It makes your rolls sound really smooth. Obviously, he's really good at percussion, especially for orchestral playing. This is my go-to for any orchestral playing I have. Hello everybody, my name is Isaac and welcome back to another episode of The Practice Room, where today we're going to be reviewing the Christopher Lamb Orchestral Snare Drum Stick Collection by Percussion. Now this is going to be video 2 out of 4 of me posting on this channel for 4 weeks straight. I hope you guys are really enjoying all these videos that are coming out. I know it's kind of fast paced and it's a lot of work for me, so if you would please leave a like down below and leave a comment down below of just your favorite video so far, just to give me some more context and what I should continue on later in the future. Now today we're going to be reviewing the whole Christopher Lamb stick collection that includes the CL1s, CL2s, CL3s, and the CL4s. Now I chose the laminated sticks rather than the maple just because of the weight and the feel of the shaft or the stick itself. It feels a lot more smoother and better for more control and weight. As you can see, that's his signature right there and logo and Percussion, and you see the laminated stuff right here. Very fancy stuff. You might be wondering, who is Chris Lamb? Well, Christopher S. Lamb, he's the principal percussion at the New York Philharmonic under Gustav Dudamel. So obviously he's really good at percussion. And with that, he made, I guess, a brand deal with Percussion to make his own signature line series of sticks. So it's very similar to the Adam Tan series I reviewed earlier on this channel. If you haven't looked at that video before, go to my channel down below or click up here. Now we're going to be reviewing these orchestral sticks sort of like the Merlin mounts I've done in the past, but except we're going to have a different criteria for sticks rather than mallets, because obviously mallets have a different kind of characteristic and structure to them versus snare drum sticks. So here is the stick criteria instead of the mallet criteria. We're going to go based off price, weight, application, and attack and feel. And so really we're going to take out more of the balance. That's kind of with the weight and a little bit more, and the type of rep too, because that's more of the application as well. Now since there is 4 sticks in the collection, I will have to individually review all of them. Starting off with price. Now all of these sticks, the CL1s, the CL2s, the CL3s, and the CL4s, they all cost the same at the price of $26.95. And that is for the laminated series. So if you want the maple one, it's going to cost a little bit cheaper, but for my purposes and as an orchestral percussionist, I really recommend the laminated series rather than the maple. And in terms of snare drum sticks, that is on the reasonable side. That's like the mid-range for most orchestral sticks. Sometimes you might see more expensive sticks from Big Berth, like $40 ones, and sometimes cheaper if you're getting some SD ones, or some cheaper innovative might be more towards the $10, $20 range. From what I've seen, these are kind of more the best valued and will last you a long time for the long run for your orchestral playing. Moving on to the weight category. Now in terms of weight, they all feel and weigh similar. Now it does depend on what sticks you get, but some of them might be longer than some others. As you can see, I have a pair of the CL1s and the CL3s. If you line them up together side by side, you can see that CL1s are slightly bigger, or not necessarily bigger, but just longer than the CL3s. So if I had to give it a weight perspective, I would say more of a medium stick, maybe leaning towards medium heavy, but that's depending on which stick you get. Because definitely I think the CL1s might be more medium heavy, while maybe the CL3s will be more just medium, almost like medium light. And I will note on the CL4s, the shaft of the stick actually is a little bit thinner than the CL3s, CL1s, or CL2s even. So keep in mind these CL4s are going to be a little bit thinner than your other sticks. In terms of application and use of it, this is when the whole entire line kind of shines, because each of them will have different strengths and weaknesses depending on what kind of repertoire you're going to use it for. For the CL1s, I would consider these as your general purpose sticks for any orchestral playing, whether it comes to solo, chamber, or large ensemble. These are my go-tos for any orchestral playing. So if I'm playing some Delacluse or Mitchell Peters on the snare drum, or if I'm playing some chamber rep stuff, this is a solid choice to go to. Moving on to the CL2s, as you can see, this is a longer tip right here than the CL1s, and it's a little bit longer in general of this neck part right here. It's a lot thinner than the CL1s, CL4s, or CL3s even. It expands the length of this neck here into the shoulder right here. So as you can see, this is here, and then it spreads out across here. So it's a lot longer than when you say like the CL3s, which has a shorter shoulder. That's weird to say. So you see, it's a lot shorter than this long shoulder right here. I know, tongue twisters. But I would say the CL2s are really good for any rolls and makes your rolls sound really, really, really smooth. So if you have a long snare drum roll, or if you have more legato kind of notes, these sticks really shine in those purposes. So some repertoire suggestions for using these is like first suite by Holst, I think, where you have the long snare drum roll from famous modes of fortissimo. So these sticks really do the job for that. I played it with these sticks and they feel really amazing for that long roll. In terms of really delicate or intricate parts, I wouldn't really use these for those purposes just because of the taller bead, and you're going to get a lot of less clarity out of this. But in general, these are some really nice sticks and has a good weight to anything you play really. So that's why, rolls are good for these. Moving on to the CL3s. Now the CL3s are a lot shorter than the other sticks, and as you can tell, the head or the bead of the stick is a lot smaller. So it's great for a lot of more intricate, softer passages. So Lieutenant Kiji for one, Jehazad, or maybe even Capriccio en Español. Any of those soft, delicate roughs or soft notes. These can really speak out a lot and project out the rhythm without being too harsh or too loud. Now I will say these are pretty bad for rolls. As you can see, the beads kind of like thick and thuddy. So yeah, these sticks will be a little bit more harsh when the stick meets the head. So for rolls, I would choose a different option than these. And finally, we have the CL4Ls. In my opinion, these are the underdogs out of the entire line. And just because of the thin shafts, it feels really light and easy to control. As you can see, the heads are a little bit different and they're more pointed, almost like acorn style, but then they're clipped at the end here at the shoulder. So these are really great for more intricate passages. If you need lots of articulation and clarity without being too overpowering, these are some great choices. All right, moving on to our last category, which is attack and feel. Honestly, I already covered the attack and feel in the application, but just as a little recap, let's just recap what they each do. CL1Ls, your general application for any snare drum. The CL2Ls, good for rolls and legato passages. The CL3Ls, great for softer and more intricate passages. The CL4Ls, great for intricate / clarity and precision of articulation and style. I don't know what I was saying for the last one. And honestly, all these sticks feel amazing in your hands, especially if you get the laminated series. It feels really nice. And honestly, the feel feels really good throughout the entire line. I will say that the CL3Ls are a little bit to get used to just because of the smaller shafts and just the shorter stick in general. But overall, they all feel amazing and are great for playing. Now let's move on to a sound test. Now it's going to be really hard, especially for snare drum, to project and to emphasize the differences between each of these sticks. But I'll try my best, and it's going to be really short sound test just because there's not going to be too much that we can demonstrate on a snare drum. But just to show you the differences between the sticks and the model lineup, let's go on to the sound test. Welcome to the sound test room, where it's literally a different room. This is my Black Swamp Multisonic snare drum. I've done a review on this drum in the past. If you haven't checked out that video, check it out on my channel down below or click up here. All right, without further ado, let's get on with the sound test. We are starting with the CL1s. All right, that was the sound test. I hope you guys really enjoyed that sound test of snare drum playing. My really last comments and thoughts about this series is that it's a really reliable and one of my favorite snare drum stick collection that Innovative Percussion has made, especially for orchestral playing. This is my go-to for any orchestral playing I have. And these sticks are great for even beginners all the way to the professionals. Anyone can play these sticks. It's really easy to use, and I would really recommend anyone who is serious about orchestral playing to give these a shot. Hi guys, this is Ed and Isaac here. I realized that I never give these sticks a final rating. So Innovative's Percussion CO1s to CO4s, I give you guys a 9.0. Congratulations on so much, and hope to see more products like this in the future. Anyways, that's it for the video for today. I hope you guys really enjoyed, and I will see you guys next week for video number 3 out of 4. Halfway done, guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed, and bye-bye.